Even the royalties aren't immune to life's harshest realities. Kate Middleton, the beloved Princess of Wales, recently shared a heart-wrenching announcement. She's been diagnosed with cancer. Join us as we discuss her brave journey, exploring her diagnosis, treatment, and the resilience she's shown in the face of this daunting challenge. The world was shocked when on the 22nd of March 2024, the Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, made a brave announcement in a video statement, revealing that she had been diagnosed with cancer. This news came months after she had undergone planned abdominal surgery. In her own words, Catherine said,
"It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who've taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful."
One of the reasons why she revealed her condition so late is because initially her doctors thought her condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was deemed successful, but further testing afterward revealed evidence of cancer. This is why after every surgery, a post-operative pathology is done. This is where tissues are removed during surgery and are examined microscopically to check for malignancies that might not have been apparent during the initial diagnosis. There have been many questions online about the details of her cancer. Catherine has not disclosed the specific type of cancer she has. All we know so far is that it was discovered after her abdominal surgery in January 2024. The lack of specific details leaves room for speculation, but we should always remember to maintain patient privacy during such personal health battles. Another reason for the lack of details on her condition could be because cancer can often be an unexpected diagnosis, even when undergoing treatment for other seemingly unrelated conditions. Many doctors have shared their opinions on the diagnosis. For example, Dr. Greg Martin has shared his insights into early-stage cancer. He explained,
Cancer is going to be staged usually into 4 stages. And the first stage is going to be when the cancer hasn't really moved anywhere. It hasn't invaded any other organ system, something in medicine we call metastasis, where the cancer travels, which unfortunately then means it more of advanced cancer and less of a chance for survival. So I would gauge by her saying that it's in the early stages and that the chemotherapy that she's getting is preventative, was her own words. I would guess that by those statements that she's making, she's talking about an early stage cancer, and probably when they identified the cancer at time of surgery, they saw that it was limited in how far it traveled, and most likely were able to remove all that they could see at time of surgery.
Dr. Martin's insights help clarify why preventative chemotherapy is being used. In early stage cancer, especially if it's detected before it spreads, the prognosis is often more favorable. Surgery can remove the primary tumor, and chemotherapy can help eradicate any residual cancer cells, reducing the risk of recurrence. Catherine spent 13 days in the hospital following her surgery. Dr. Martin provides some context on this.
It is definitely not standard with medical care in developed countries to spend 2 weeks in a hospital following an elective surgery. And in this case, by elective, we mean a surgery that was planned, not an emergency surgery. That's certainly not going to be standard anywhere in the developed world. So it was very puzzling when she posted prior to the surgery that she had this planned abdominal procedure that was going to require 2 weeks of recovery. There really is no such procedure other than for cancer, which she stated it was not cancer. Other than for cancer and perhaps some transplant surgeries, there really isn't an abdominal procedure that's going to take 2 weeks of recovery unless there are some complications.
Longer hospital stays can be indicative of the complexity and seriousness of the surgery. In Catherine's case, the extended stay allowed for comprehensive post-operative care, including monitoring for complications, managing pain, and starting the initial phases of cancer treatment. Let's now discuss the treatment that Catherine has undergone. She has been receiving preventative chemotherapy. To properly understand what Catherine is going through, it's important to know what preventative chemotherapy is. According to the Mayo Clinic, chemotherapy involves using powerful chemicals to kill fast-growing cells in the body. Catherine seems to be undergoing something called chemoprevention. The National Cancer Institute explains that chemoprevention uses certain drugs or substances to lower the risk of developing cancer or prevent it from returning. This approach is used when there is a high risk of recurrence, and it aims to eradicate any remaining cancer cells that might not have been removed during surgery.
Preventative chemotherapy is not really a term in the medical community. It sort of more explains what this chemotherapy is for, but really what it's called in the medical community is adjuvant chemotherapy, because it's done after the surgery as an adjuvant to the surgery. If it's done before the surgery to shrink the cancer before they operate, that's called neoadjuvant, and then they do the surgery.
Preventative chemotherapy is particularly important when microscopic cancer cells might remain in the body. These cells can be undetectable through imaging or tests, but still pose a risk of regrowth. By using chemotherapy, doctors aim to reduce the likelihood of these cells causing a recurrence. It's no surprise that the news of cancer was a huge shock for Catherine. She, along with her husband William, has been working hard to process and manage this news privately, especially for the sake of their young family. She stated,
"As you can imagine, this has taken time. It has taken me time to recover from major surgery in order to start my treatment. But most importantly, it has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte, and Louis in a way that's appropriate for them and to reassure them that I'm going to be okay."
Despite the challenges, Catherine is maintaining a positive outlook. She reassured everyone by saying,
"As I've said to them, I am well and getting stronger every day by focusing on the things that will help me heal in my mind, body, and spirits. Having William by my side is a great source of comfort and reassurance too, as is the love, support, and kindness that has been shown by so many of you. It means so much to us both."
When the media inquired more into Catherine's progress, it was revealed that despite the shock of the diagnosis, she was still in good spirits and was focused on making a full recovery. She plans to return to her royal duties as soon as she is able. In the meantime, William continues to support her and their family while maintaining his official responsibilities. Catherine's medical team has recommended chemotherapy as a purely preventative measure. The surgery she had was successful in addressing the issue with her abdomen, so she is expected to make a full recovery. In her own words, Catherine said,
"We hope that you'll understand that as a family, we now need some time, space, and privacy while I complete my treatment. My work has always brought me a deep sense of joy, and I look forward to being back when I'm able."
King Charles is also privately battling cancer and is reportedly in good spirits. A Buckingham Palace spokesperson told Bazaar in March, "His Majesty is so proud of Catherine for her courage in speaking as she did." Following their time in hospital together, HM has remained in the closest contact with his beloved daughter-in-law throughout the past weeks. Both their majesties will continue to offer their love and support to the whole family through this difficult time. This familial support system is invaluable during such challenging times. The solidarity within the royal family helps in providing emotional and psychological support to Catherine and her immediate family. Dr. Sanjay Gupta provided some insightful commentary on Princess Catherine's diagnosis and treatment. He explained the significance of the news and emphasized that while the headline is that she has cancer, many details remain unknown, such as the type and stage of cancer. This lack of specific information is important, as it means there are still many unanswered questions about her condition. From a medical standpoint, there was concern from the beginning. When Catherine was admitted to the hospital, doctors anticipated a long recovery, estimating at least a 2-week hospital stay, which is unusually long for elective surgery. About a month after her discharge, she began preventative chemotherapy, which Dr. Gupta described as adjuvant chemotherapy. This type of treatment is administered after surgery to eliminate any remaining cancer cells, indicating that despite the successful surgery, doctors believe some cancer cells may still be present.
It sounds like there was concern from the start. We're hearing what we're hearing today, but even from the start, they said, look, she's going to be, it's going to be a long recovery. Even when they admitted her to the hospital, they said it's going to be at least 2 weeks in the hospital, which is a long time. And then we know that about a month after she was discharged from the hospital is when she started what they call preventative chemotherapy. That's what she said in the statement. It's more of an adjuvant chemotherapy. This idea that the operation was performed, we now know that it's cancer. We have to assume that there are some cancer cells that are still remaining, so we're giving chemotherapy.
The timeline of Catherine's treatment suggests that there was significant concern from the start. In mid-January, exploratory surgery indicated a high level of suspicion of cancer, which was later confirmed through further testing of tissue samples. This diagnosis process involved microscopic examination after surgery to confirm the presence of cancer. Dr. Gupta also addressed the prevalence of cancer diagnoses in women of Catherine's age. While cancer is more common in women her age compared to men, it is still less prevalent than in older women. One notable type of cancer that has been increasing in younger individuals, including those around Catherine's age, is colorectal cancer. This rise has led to recommendations to lower the screening age from 50 to 45. However, it is important to note that the specific type of cancer Catherine has is still undisclosed.
They're more prevalent in women her age versus men her age, but a lot less prevalent than in women who are older. One type of cancer that we've been hearing a lot more about starting in younger people is colorectal cancer. So much so, Jake, and you probably know this, but the standard age of screening that was recommended has long been 50 years old. But organizations came out and said it probably should be 45 because we're seeing more and more of these types of cancers in younger people. And that's men or women alike, Jake.